Oh, morning come bursting the clouds, amen. Lift off this blindfold, let me see again. And bring back the water, let your ships roll in. And my heart, she left a hole. The tightrope that I'm walking just sways and ties. The devil as he's talking with those angels' eyes. And I just wanna be there when the lightning strikes and the saints go marching in. And sing slow through chaos as it swirls. It's us against the world. Like a river to a raindrop, I lost a friend. My drunken as a Daniel in a lion's den. And tonight I know it all has to begin again. So whatever you do, don't let go. And if we could float away, fly up to the surface and just start again. And lift off before trouble just erodes us in the rain. Just erodes us in the rain. Just erodes us and see roses in the rain. Saying slow it down. Slow through chaos as it swirls. And Sussex.
That's a number that comes to my head when I think of all the years I want to be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. And you know one of these days when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life will forever be enough. One day I won't be able to ask you not enough. I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I'll say, will you marry me?
Good afternoon, family. family and friends, and welcome to this very special occasion. I'm sure you'll all agree what a beautiful day this is for a wedding. What a stunning day, and what a stunning view, and I don't just mean Emma's dress. Joe and Emma would like to thank all of you for coming here today, and I know some of you have travelled quite a wee bit just to be here, from Abu Dhabi to Ardrossan and everywhere in between. However, regardless of how near or how far you've travelled, I'm pleased to welcome you in celebrating Joseph and Emma's wedding right here at the beautiful Seamill Hydro. So my name's Paul, and I'm a humanist marriage officer, or as John said, the guy who's doing it. Either way, I'm delighted to be conducting this marriage ceremony today. With today's ceremony being humanist in content, any of you who are unfamiliar with that philosophy, it's simply one of unity, respect, freedom of choice and thought. It's about respecting one another and loving one another's differences. It's about working together to make the world a better place. And I'm sure regardless of your faith and your beliefs, that are values that we can all share in today. This ceremony has also enabled Emma and Joe to express some of their own feelings, values and beliefs about each other in a way that is extremely personal to them. Today, this bride and groom embark on a brand new chapter in their lives. And it was clear to me from spending some time with them both that they're perfectly matched and have been in love for many years already. They see their marriage as a way of bringing together the people they care about most, friends and family. And of course, to finally have a bit of a party.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a bigger yay than that.
Yes.
So,
reaction.
a few thank yous to go out. So firstly, a huge thank you to our beautiful bridesmaids, Sharon, Cheryl, Deborah and Claire. Firstly, for making sure that Emma was fairly on time.
Nearly on time.
It was their fault.
And also for all of your support in keeping her calm this morning. I know it's not easy being the first ones down the aisle, so you've done an amazing job and well done. No one actually tripped up. Yet. Also, a massive thank you to our amazing flower girl, Abby. Right, Abby, we've got a problem. It's meant to be these two that are the stars of the show. But I'm sure you're going to have some amazing photos for your Instagram later. So well done, you. Another thank you goes out to our groom's party and our best man, Stephen. So thanks, guys, for making sure that everyone was directed into their positions today. However, can I just check that someone's actually remembered to bring the rings?
Yep.
You've got it. Yes, perfect. We have two. So as a Scotsman, I might be biased, but how well do these guys scrub up in their kilts? You look absolutely fantastic.
Not bad,
And I'm sure that your family will all be bursting with pride today looking at you. So on the subject of family, the biggest thank you has to go to the parents of these two. You've been there for these two throughout their entire lives and this crazy journey called love. And they want to thank you for all the support you've given them. So as we talk about the importance of marriage and the significance of family, I would like to invite Joe's uncle, James, to come and give us a reading.
The 21st century. Marriage is about giving and taking, and forgiving and forsaking, kissing and loving, pushing and shoving, caring and sharing, and screaming and swearing.
Sounds about right.
About being together, whatever the weather, about being driven to the end of your tether, about sweetness and kindness, and wisdom and blindness. It's about being strong when you're feeling quite weak. It's about saying nothing when you're dying to speak. It's about being wrong when you know that you're right. It's about giving in before there's a fight. It's about two living as cheaply as one. Does anybody know how that gets done? Never heeding advice that was always well meant, never counting the cost until it's all spent. And for you two today, it's about to begin. And for all that, the two of you had to put in. Some days filled with joy, and some days with sadness. Too late you'll discover that marriage is madness.
Cheers.
Thank you, James. Marriage is indeed madness, and at times it can cause you to turn to drink. So, with that said, Emma and Joe would now like to symbolise a marriage with the ancient Scottish ritual of drinking from the quaich. Joe, if you'd like to take that first. Thank you. So traditionally a couple would use a fine Scotch whisky when drinking from the quaich. However, I've been suitably informed by Joe that Emma's actually a wee bit of a lightweight.
I thought you weren't going to say it.
So just to make sure that Joe doesn't get sprayed with whisky, we've actually substituted it for a nice rum today. So, this small pewter cup has two handles, one symbolising love and the other symbolising partnership. So, I would like you not to finish it all, Joe, but take a sip from the quaich.
Pass over.
There's none left.
I should try not to stop there. That's like
Shots.
That comes later. Emma and Joe, as you've shared from this cup, you also promise to share all that your future may bring. And may the sweetness that life brings be all the sweeter because you've shared from the quaich today. I'll take that, my dear. You're not finished now?
Oh, but I know.
Oh, come on then.
Hey, that's the girl.
Perfect. So, friends and family, I'm sure you will all know about their history together. However, let's have a wee look back at how this journey started, how they fell in love, and how this couple got to this very spot today. So, after sharing a drink from the quaich, it's no surprise that it was the pub where this love story first started. So after having played a gig in Saltcoats the previous night, Joe and his bandmates chose to spend their Sunday afternoon recovering in the Castle Hill Vaults pub in Ardrossan. Needless to say, the boys were a little bit worse for wear, still wearing the same clothes from the night before. So they decided to nurse their headaches with a quiet pint at the bar whilst munching on a chippy. Their headaches had just about disappeared when, boom! The silence was soon shattered when Emma and the girls made their entrance, and they were clearly in the mood to party. As soon as the girls walked in, however, they were met with the smell of fish supper and curry sauce,
B.O.
which you can imagine Emma's face was quite the picture with the overwhelming stench. How did it go, Emma?
Just do it.
So having drawn attention to themselves with their excited entrance, Joe turned around and saw the face that Emma made. And his first impression wasn't so much love at first sight, but maybe love at first fight. You see, with Emma's reaction, Joe actually thought she seemed a wee bit, well, I won't say the word they shared with me, but we'll just say a wee bit stuck up. So the girls decided to continue on their partying and headed to another pub for some karaoke and encouraged Joe and the boys to join them before they headed home. Well, seeing as the boys had a wee bit of time before their train arrived, they decided to show off some of those singing skills that they've got and headed to the pub for one drink only. Well, the night was a complete success. And after a few hours and many, many shots later, Emma pulled Joe up for a dance. And they both got on like a house on fire. Joe continued to buy Emma even more shots throughout the night. I mean, maybe he thought she was going to develop beer goggles.
Probably.
Or perhaps he just needed to get her drunk to forget that he'd actually lied about his age and said that he was 6 years older than he was. Either way, what he did achieve was a very, very drunk Emma, who had to have her mum come and collect her after she fell flat on her face. So, having not had the chance to exchange numbers, like a modern-day Prince Charming, Joe searched through all of the land for his Cinderella. Well, more accurately, he contacted the pub and asked the barmaid from the pub if she knew who Emma was. And he was in luck. After checking that it was okay to give Emma's social media details out to some absolute stranger, you know, seeing as the internet is full of weird and wonderful characters, Joe done everything in his power to make sure that he didn't fall into the weird category by sending the beautiful message,
Put it.
"All right, you rocket." Meant to try and get your number and I forgot. How romantic. Well, needless to say, Emma didn't cave into Joe's charismatic messages straight away. However, it wasn't long before a first date was arranged between these two, with Emma attending one of Joe's gigs in the record factory in Glasgow. Romance quickly blossomed between the two, and they were soon inseparable from one another. Only a few months after they began dating, Emma said the L word. And she burst out crying randomly, saying, "I think I love you." Well, all became clear, because this is when Emma dropped a bombshell that she was planning on moving to Dubai for a year. So after a lot of tears and snotters shared between the two, and that was just from Joe really, mostly from Joe,
Because I wasn't getting to go.
the couple decided to make it official and became boyfriend and girlfriend. Falling more in love each day, the relationship continued to flourish, with the couple taking every opportunity possible to visit one another, with spontaneous holidays planned in order to see one another. Having spent such a long distance apart, this couple now love to spend their adventures together. Whether those adventures are right here in Scotland, such as moving into their first home together, or introducing a new addition to the family with their fur baby Coco, or whether it's visiting beautiful locations all across the world, from Dubai to Tenerife, every adventure they have is spent collecting everlasting memories, and none more so than that of Joe's proposal. You see, Joe had already stealthily planned this proposal and had decided that he would pop the question whilst they were on holiday by surprising Emma with a trip to Ibiza. Very nice. Joe knew that this would be the perfect opportunity to catch the unsuspecting Emma by surprise. After planning every detail of the trip, Joe knew the exact location to put his plan into place. Needless to say, the surroundings were brilliantly breathtaking. It was like standing on the edge of the world. As you both looked out across the horizon, the skies bursting in hues of oranges and reds, the sea glistening in the setting sun. The romance was palpable, the scene was set, and this man was ready to ask his question. So just as the sun began to slip slowly into the sea, it was at this moment that Emma turned around, and there was Joe, down on one knee, with a ring in his hand. And of course, the answer was always going to be yes. And so, that brings us to this very moment today. For this couple, they described their relationship as a tornado meeting a volcano. Both extremely passionate and fiery about their beliefs, but underneath it all is a real desire for one another to succeed, and they both want to help one another achieve their goals. They have found the one to face life's challenges with, and a marriage is loving all the little things about one another that make your relationship so special. And it's also about loving the little things that maybe you don't like about one another, but you put up with anyway. Even if Joe does bite his nails all the time, or annoys you by leaving wet towels all around the house, or when Emma is so particular around the house that she's practically got OCD, and that she always has to be right about everything. Yes, a good marriage must be created, and in a marriage, those little things are the big things. For this couple, their relationship is filled with love, laughter, and by the sounds of things, an unhealthy addiction to karaoke. But everything you encounter in life, you will encounter together. So, before this couple take their legal vows, they would now like to symbolise their marriage by taking part in a handfasting. So, if you've ever wondered where the term tying the knot comes from, well, now you know.
Face palms.
So, Emma and Joe, if you could place your right hands together in physical union. Girls on top, thank you very much, well done.
Usual. Usual.
As it should be in any marriage. So this first piece of fabric represents Joe as a husband in the relationship and for the love and strength of the foundations of his name. This piece of lace represents Emma as a beautiful bride, an independent, strong woman, but also a loving and caring wife in a future marriage with Joe. Okay, we're going to leave that there, and the couple are now going to share personal vows to one another. So Joe, you are up first.
Emma, you're my best friend, my soulmate, my home. I knew within the first date that you were going to be special to me forever. You make me feel like a better person. You give me security that I've never had. I can't wait to begin our journey as a husband and wife and create so much memories as we grow together as a couple and a family. I promise to love you forever, to protect you from harm, to comfort you in your time of need, to dry your tears and calm your fears. I love you till the end.
And Emma, if you could share your personal vows to Joe.
Well, I would first like to just start by saying we made it. And that's not meant in a funny way, it's meant straight from my heart. We've had many tests, but I want you to know while I stand here right now, you're my best friend, my rock, my everything. If we are blessed enough to have our own family, I promise to not only be the best wife that I can, but to be the best mum I can to your babies. I promise to always respect you as the individual that you are, to love you until my last breath, or yours and beyond. I want us to continue to grow together and become everything that we can possibly be. I promise to encourage and support your passions in life, because that's what makes you so special to me. There is still a part of me today that can't believe that I get to marry the one, my one. Joe Conroy, you have my heart, and I want you to remember this exact moment with me forever. I love you.
Nice. Nearly got me going now. Emma and Joe, these two ribbons came as two and will now be leaving as one. This is a bond that ties but does not bind. Together, you're stronger than you are individually. Take that.
Your thumb in.
Yeah, take that one. Perfect. Okay, if you would like to take your fabrics, pull them apart together, and a round of applause for Emma and Joe, who have now literally just tied the knot.
Show it to the camera. Show it to the camera. Whoa. No, turn it over. Right, that way I know. Lovely, aye. I didn't know you picked that one. I did pick that one.
Fantastic.
That was easy.
That only took one take, that's really good. It's almost as if you practiced it.
10 minutes ago.
Right, are we ready? Ready?
Yes.
Great. We have now come to the part of the ceremony. We'll recognise your marriage by taking your legal vows to one another. So, could I please have the ring bearers come forward with the rings, please?
He's lost it. Yeah, no, it's everyone. You'll look kissed.
You look great. Okay. Right, if you could pass the rings over to your happy couple.
Thank you very much.
Just pass the box back. Okay, Emma, you're going to be up first. If you could please take Joe's left hand.
With my left hand.
Hover the ring with that hand. With that hand. Hover the ring over his ring finger. Look into his eyes and repeat after me. In the presence of our family and friends.
In the presence of our family and friends,
I, Emma McCafferty,
I, Emma McCafferty,
accept you, Joseph Conroy,
accept you, Joseph Conroy,
in marriage as my lawfully wedded husband.
in marriage as my lawfully wedded husband,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
In good times and in bad.
in good times and in bad.
Place the ring on Joe's finger, please. Perfect. Ready? Take Emma's left hand.
Just going to do the
Over the ring.
No, just the one first, just the red one.
Look into her eyes and repeat after me. In the presence of our family and friends.
In the presence of our family and friends.
I, Joseph Conroy.
I, Joseph Conroy.
Accept you, Emma McCafferty.
Accept you, Emma McCafferty.
In marriage as my lawfully wedded wife.
In marriage as my lawfully wedded wife.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
I will love and cherish you for the rest of my life.
I will love and cherish you for the rest of my life.
Place a ring on the finger.
Just put this on as well.
Perfect. Emma and Joe, you've chosen to pledge your love, respect and commitment for one another and to stand by each other throughout your entire lives. I now have the most pleasant duty of announcing you, Emma and Joe, husband and wife. Kids, cover your eyes. Joe, you may now kiss your bride.
I just want to see you when you're all alone. I just want to catch you if I can. I just want to be there when the morning light explodes. On your face it radiates. I can't escape. I love you till the end. I just want to tell you nothing you don't want to hear. All I want is for you to say, oh, why don't you just take me where I've never been before? I know you want to hear me catch my breath. I love you till the end. I love you till the end. Till the end. I love you till the end. I just want to be there when we're caught in the rain. I just want to see you laugh, not cry. I just wanna feel you when the night puts on its cloak. I'm lost for words, don't tell me, 'cause all I can say, I love you till the end. I love you till the end.
last cheer to finish off. Two, one, go!
Emma, Joe.
That was so bad.
Relatively latecomers.
Hey!
I'd like to thank you all here for coming today to the special event, marriage of Mr. and Mrs. Conroy. I've never seen so many beautiful dresses. Pre-marked Mr. Dana Fortune. Alison, your price tag for pre-marked still in your back. £15. What's the boat in your head? It's actually a 10-day shirt and it's very expensive. I'd love to thank the bridesmaids for all their hard work leading up to the wedding. They were absolutely amazing. Special thanks to my wife Cam. She has looked her fan from mother.
Aye, absolutely.
Then you've had it and done it. Emma's daughter are so similar in so many ways. Emma's gorgeous, Joe's tall. What? Joe's good. Emma's super intelligent, Joe supports Celtic.
Get up here, you prick.
Over the years, Emma's done some amazing things in her life. She went to Korea for a year. Stayed in a place called Busan. 3.5 million people. I've googled it, Peter, so you don't have to check me. It's the only time Emma's ever felt Paul. 3.5 million people who know the one blonde, blue-eyed with high heels. She was like a superstar. So proud of you to do that. Absolutely.
Hey.
Really sad times together, we were animals and it's brought us close together with really touching moments. Some really happy moments, some great fun. Remember the tea cake, sitting watching the telly one night, watching the football, mind me down, Emma massaged a tea cake into my hair. And I always said I would get revenge. Joseph, you got a tea cake, son?
Oh my God, no!
You ate it? Oh, no. He actually wanted to bring a tea cake.
Look at his face!
I'd like to welcome Joe into the family. You have no idea what you're in for, son. Best thing I can say about Joe is I've got a Doberman dog. She's not right to me. And she adores Joe. So, if Misha loves him, that's me. I'm not losing a daughter, getting her a plaster.
No. I'm not following this, by the way. I'm following it. Aye, mate.
I just like you to raise your glasses.
Oh, John.
I was doing...
To Mr. and Mrs. Conroy.
Cheers, man. Emma. That was unbelievable. I'm not following it.
Now it's time for the groom.
Alright guys, I'll keep this speech a wee bit like a mini skirt, long enough to cover the essentials but short enough to keep your attention on me. Nah, and honestly it's been a really emotional day for me, even the cakes and tears. Honestly though, oh dear. On behalf of my wife and I, We really would like to say a massive thank you just to everybody who's came here today. I think I speak for everyone when I say it really has been a horrible couple of years with the COVID scenario and stuff like that. So to have every one of our friends and families here, you know, all together, it really does mean a lot for both of us. All right, it really means a lot to both of us for you to come here today. All right. Cheers. Secondly, I'd like to thank all the birdsmaids. I was meant to say bridesmaids, but we'll go with birdsmaids. I'd like to thank all the birdsmaids for all the hard work and effort that's really went in to help Emma and I create this wedding. Well, Emma created this wedding. I kind of was told the time I'd be here, but we'll go with that. Which is safe to say it's been a massive success, if you ask me. Well, I've not sang yet, but we'll leave it till later. But you've done an absolutely incredible job, so thank you. I think at this point I'm supposed to say how beautiful the bridesmaids are, but I feel you probably could have done a wee bit better. But we'll get there. Sorry! I'd like to thank Karen and John. I'd really like to thank Karen and John for giving me the warmest welcome into your home. And you gave me the biggest welcome into your family right from the very start. And for everything you do for me, Emma and Coco, it means the absolute world to us. And for raising such an amazing daughter. As well. Everything that you do for us is greatly, greatly appreciated. Right. I'd also like to thank my own mum and dad. My dad has always supported us from day one, helped us out with the band, etc. tonight, and just obviously thanks for that and stuff. Even though we live in Ayrshire, we always know you're only ever a phone call away. Whenever we need you, whenever we need help and a chat or whatever, we know you're only ever a phone call away. Especially now you've gained another daughter. I don't know how many that is now. I've kind of lost count. Is it 8, 9? I've kind of lost count. So for that, for the two parents, I'd like to ask Sharon to present a wee bit of something for the parents, if that's all right. You step in. I have one for you too. Right.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Pretty much too good. I like it.
What did you say?
He's getting it ready.
I put them on your table though. I'll stick them up beside you.
Stick it there. I'd also like to thank my best man Stephen, who's actually my big brother. For those of you who don't know, but he does look about me. It does look a bit like me. Just a wee bit shorter, a wee bit uglier, and a wee bit less funny. I'll just get my digs in now before you to rip me to shreds, but we'll get to that. But nah, he's always been there for me. Stephen's always been there for me, and I think he always will be. So it's always good to have a friend for life and a brother. See, I'm being nice. That means you need to be nice back.
It's not reciprocated.
I'd like to thank Masters James and my brother Daniel. Daniel's my younger brother. He took care of a lot of music today and helped us with a lot of other things as well. And James is my uncle, who's also been a friend as well as an uncle, and he's been there for me a lot recently when I really needed him, and he done a really cracking speech earlier as well, so thanks for that, appreciate it. So, lastly but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my wife, genuinely the most beautiful girl I've ever met in my life. How amazing does she look, but like how amazing does she look? Don't get me wrong, she's an absolute fruitcake, by the way. Like, fruitcake. But she's an absolute heart of gold. A real heart of gold. And the feeling of marrying your best friend is something that you can't really put into words. You kind of need to experience marrying your best friend before you can really put that into words. We do everything together, me and Emma. We can have movie nights, we can go to pubs and clubs, and the next night we can be as rough as our badgers and cleaning the house together, and she's going, you've done more than me, and I've done more than you, and we're both just absolutely dying, and it's just stupid. And then we've even started going to Celtic games together. Hey Sharon, we've got Celtic games together. Come on in! Right. She's now joined the Green Brigade, but we'll talk on it. Nah, she's amazing, and she's a best friend and a partner rolled into one. The amount that she does for me and Coco, our dog, is absolutely unreal. She honestly, it's just like she does a row of 3 wives rolled into one. So Emma, thank you for marrying me. Thanks for making this the best day of my life. Hopefully the best for yours as well. And a quick thanks again to everybody who came, everybody who's participated and helped us out. It really does mean a lot to us both. I'm going to pass you on to my brother now, Stephen. Who has been well and truly warmed, by the way, but I can't promise anything. But before we do that, I'd just like to quickly leave the grass to my absolutely stunning wife, Mrs. Conroy. Alright. Cheers, Bob. Lovely man. Alright. Cheers. Okay. Right. No, that's it done. I can tell the fuck out.
So hello, that was a good introduction.
Oh fuck.
Don't mind the plaster. I started bleeding when I was in the toilet. I've not been bare knuckle boxing like Joseph usually does, so it's all right. So for those of you who don't know me, I've already been introduced. I'm Joseph's older brother Stephen. Joseph also named Danny as his best man today, but unfortunately he's stuck at home with COVID and couldn't make it today. So I was promoted to best man.
Bestest man.
Best man. But unfortunately for Joseph, there's still one of us here to rip the absolute thing out of him. So what can I say about Joseph?
Nothing.
It wasn't really so much about what I can say about Joseph, more like what I'm allowed to say about Joseph. When he asked me to be his best man, I knew that the time would come where I would need to write this best man speech, so I thought the best way to do it was to just have a no holds barred version, write everything,
And then
with no impeachments in, and then redact everything that I wouldn't be allowed to say, and that would leave me with a good speech. But unfortunately, it sounded like a good plan, but unfortunately I was left with something that kind of looked a bit like that. Useless.
I fully believe that. I fully believe that.
So, how did we get to the Joseph that we all know today? I think a few stories from his youth would help us understand. So, I always remember back in school, I used to do everything to get out of going to school. I would I'm going to doll myself in it here, I would accidentally lose parts of my school uniform or my shoes on the morning I was supposed to go to school. I would throw up a mouthful of cereal in the toilet just so it sounded realistic, so that I wouldn't have to go to school. No, Joseph, no. I remember Joseph just simply plain blank refusing to go to school one day. No excuse needed for him. So the bus comes, all his siblings get on the bus. They all run to catch it. We take our seats and look out in horror to witness Joseph being dragged outside by my mum in her dressing gown. Whilst Joseph, as stubborn as ever, was holding on to handrails on the stairs, fighting his way the whole way to the bus, to prevent the inevitable of going to school. I'll never forget the cheer he got when he eventually got put onto the bus by all the students, and me repeatedly having to deny his existence and that he was my own brother. That was good fun. A little older, Joseph didn't really like to go to bed early. I was a little older than him. I didn't want to go to bed early. Joseph was stubborn and refused to go to bed unless everyone else was going to bed at the same time, as you can imagine. So my dad made me a deal. He said, once Joseph falls asleep, you can come back down the stairs. It wasn't until I was writing this speech that I realised how much of an ingenious evil dictator plan that was, because he knew I would probably fall asleep by the time Joseph had went to sleep and he'd get a peaceful night to himself. But Joseph, being a pain in the neck little brother, knew what was going on and would deliberately try his hardest to stay awake the entire night and keep his eyes open till the very last second. So to combat this, me being the evil big brother, would make weird noises and then drop down from the top bunk.
Oh, that was creepy.
Hanging myself almost, staring at him dead-eyed until he shut his eyes in horror. I would do this every night.
I do remember that.
That he would shut his eyes so tight when he went to sleep that he would fall asleep in seconds. I would get back down the stairs, get to watch Commando, Match of the Day. It's fantastic. Joseph was stuck in his bed. But as brothers do, we always fought. We would wind each other up, whether it was filling football socks with tennis balls and beating the living crap out of each other.
We used to fight with tennis balls and socks.
That
was good.
Me pinning,
That was a good laugh.
me pinning him down and making him eat grass. Him spontaneously screaming when nothing had happened, when everything was chill, to kid on to my mum and dad that I had hit him and get me into trouble. It was always a favourite of his, because it was his only defence.
Good actor.
But luckily, probably for me, we're much older and a bit wiser, and we can now call ourselves good friends as well as brothers.
Definitely.
With Joseph, what you see is what you get. He's always the first one to check in and ask how you are, and then ask again to make sure he's got the real answer. He would do anything for you, and he's loyal to a fault. So the bride. When I first met Emma, I thought, oh no. It was just another much better looking version of Joseph. Both of them are so similar and suited for each other. You'll know if you've ever seen a picture of them, because they've both got the exact same pout.
Fair play, I'll give you that. That's fair play.
Yep. Whilst everyone watched you as you walked down the aisle, how could they not? You look amazing. I was watching Joseph, and I can tell you now, I've never seen him look so happy. Or terrified, or constipated. It's hard to figure out, because as they revealed in Newcastle, his emotions are hard to figure, since he had Botox to fix his Gordon Ramsay brow.
Absolute fuck off. I was dreading. I didn't think he would do it.
Yes, did it.
You're like, I wouldn't have. I did it.
Joseph, do this.
I really did have a Gordon Ramsay forehead, by the way. Like, it was like really bad.
So,
just saying, right.
Without further ado,
saying.
I'll let everyone get to their meals. So if everybody could raise a glass and toast to the happy couple.
Appreciate it, man. Cheers. Cheers, Babs. Cheers, man. Cheers. Let's get some grub. Well done, man. Cheers, Babs. Stephen. Right, that's it. You can chill it in the fucking mud right now.
Over the Someday wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the first dance as husband and wife, the two Mr. and Mrs. Conroy, everybody!
Oh, morning come bursting the clouds, amen. Lift off this blindfold, let me see again. Bring back the water, let your ships roll in. And my heart, she left her home. The tightrope that I'm walking just sways and tides. The devil, as he's talking with those angels' eyes. And I just wanna be there when the lightning strikes and the saints go marching in. And sing slow it down through chaos as it swirls. It's us against the world.
Well, guys, the rest of the bridal party would like to join in. Please come on, don't be shy.
Like a river to a raindrop, I lost a friend. My drunkard as you dangle in a lion's den. And tonight I know it all has to begin again. So whatever you do, don't let go. And if we could float away, us against the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Mr. and Mrs. Conroy! Right guys, it is party time.
Right on down the road I will find you. I will